to The Real Guys. I'm Adam Edrington, licensed realtor. Jeremy Luckenbill, inspector.
Extraordinaire.
Soon to be licensed realtor. Today we're going to talk about move-in orientations.
No.
Right? Move-in inspections.
They're different than a move-in orientation.
Move-in inspections, yes. The move-in inspections. So explain to them what move-in inspection is.
So there's a time period to which most people affiliated with property management refer to as turn. It's when tenants move out, and it's the time between when tenants move out and when tenants move in. And in that time you have what is called a make-ready inspection. That's done first to kind of do an initial assessment of the property after the tenants move out. If work needs to be done, then work gets done. Then inspectors will go back and do a walkthrough of the property to ensure that it's what we refer to as move-in ready. And if any work was done, it's basically to double check and kind of make sure that work was done. And if something was missed, we'll try to have the vendors come out and correct it before the new tenants move in. Just generally, again, just checking to make sure it's ready for the new tenants.
All right, we've done a few of those. And you get the hardest thing. Well, it's not the hardest, but what I find is the expectation levels of a property being deemed clean or not. Mm-hmm. I can assure you, every one of our properties gets deep cleaned, but what you fail to see is what it was prior. If you were to let your place go right now and not clean it for 7 months, and then you come in and have one person or a company deep clean it, you're not going to get everything. So you have to understand that most of these properties, you have tenants who maybe not have been taught to clean or are okay with mess and clutter, and just animals may have taken over the place. So it is, I know when you walk into your new rental place, your home, that yes, you want it to be clean, feel clean, but cleaning's actually considered a courtesy when it comes to this, and we get a professional vendor to do it. We don't go in there with a broom and some Clorox wipes and then call it a day. It gets done professionally.
It's Swiffer dusters.
Swiffer dusters. So, in the inspection video, we even try to look for things like that. Do we need to get the cleaners back out? We do hold them accountable, but what I found is what's clean for one person may be dirty for the next person.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to kind of lean in on was the term clean itself is it's extremely, extremely subjective. Mm-hmm. Even with you and I, like your version of clean is different than my version of clean, and that is the constant issue that we run into. Because like you said earlier, like a clean is it's out of courtesy. Like there are some property management companies that don't provide that, and it's like they'll do whatever repairs are necessary, and they'll just hope that whatever vendor they got to do it cleaned up after themselves, and then tenants will move in, and it's like it's on them to clean it. So and that's like even when going in to do a move-in inspection, I know the ones that we've done, it's like we'll assess and be like, oh, this isn't clean, and we'll actually discuss it amongst ourselves to be like, hey, should we have somebody come back out and do this? Mm-hmm. But there are times that we've deemed it to be clean, but we've had somebody move in, and during their move-in orientation that they schedule, they'll talk about how filthy it is, and they like to use that word filthy because they want to drive it home. It's like, filthy. I don't want to say it's not a trigger word. That's bad, but it's just a very
powerful.
It is it's an attention grabber. It's like, oh yeah, it's so filthy. It's like you come in, it's like, if you think so, I understand, but like you said, cleanliness is subjective, and people always think that it has to be clean to their standards.
Yeah, I mean, and I know we're biased, but our properties that we perform make-readies on, it's really impressive to see before and afters. I wish most people could see that, but you just can't. We have a good team of vendors that gets work done really well, fast, but everyone's human. Things get missed, especially when a place has just been lived in very hard. It takes some time to make sure everything gets done, but everything's not always going to get done. It's a rental property. That's what you also have to understand in the rental. If you're renting, if you want something that is just your own, you buy. If you're renting, you're renting. I mean, it's not, I'm going to rent something and then expect it. You can't expect that owner to be at every request that you have in order to make it how you would like it. As long as there's no maintenance issues or emergencies, you just have to accept it as a rental property, and that's where you got to make the decision. If you don't like living in rental properties, reach out to us and I'll help you buy a property. But rental's a good strategy too. There's benefits to it, and with our properties, you're going to find some good rentals and some quality homes to live in. So just wanted to educate you a little on the move-in inspection, that we do it. We cover every phase of the process on video, and if you ever have any questions, reach out to the Dynamite team. What's that address?
It's inspectionsbcs.com.
You'll see your good-looking mug on there.
I hope so. I don't know if I've got a headshot on there yet or not, but we'll see. Maybe we need to discuss with the higher ups.
We need that inspector hat.
Yeah.
Looking kind of your profile. All right, well, that's it for this Real Guys episode.